Kia ora everyone. My name's Trudi. I am from Sport Both Plenty. I'm the coaching coordinator there, and I've been running the DCA program for about 3.5 years now. I am joined today by Paul Collins, who was a participant on the DCA course last year, and Deneen is in the background doing lots of technical stuff for us as well. So thanks guys for coming on. We do have a few questions that I will go through a little bit later, but I'll just give you a little overview of the DCA course itself and then hand over to Paul to just give you a little insight into how it was being on the course. So DCA is a 9-month program. It's Development Coach Advanced. That's what DCA stands for. It's 7 sessions and it runs from March to November. The beauty of DCA is that it is cross-code, so that we have a real mixture of sports on there. Last year we had, off the top of my head, hockey, rugby, wheelchair rugby, paracycling, gymnastics, triathlon, synchronized swimming, and probably some more that I'm missing. It's a course that aims really to enrich, challenge, and support what you know about coaching. So it's not a tick box course, but the tools and the conversations that you get by being in the room with all the other coaches are really the beauty and the thing that probably stands this course away from single code courses. That's what allows you to hone the craft of coaching, really. So the reasons why you should invest in doing it, because we give so much to athletes, right? And really to be able to give to athletes, you need some input yourself. So it honestly gives me lots of pleasure to just support coaches in their journey, and for you to take some time to upskill yourself and remain relevant to the sport and the coaching philosophies and to learn from others, I just think is just an opportunity that is really enriching and would be, yeah, just a real positive experience for you. I'm going to hand over to Paul so he can just give you a little insight from the participant side of things, and then we'll run through a few questions and some logistics, if you like. Paul.
Thanks, Trudy. Yeah, I was invited to go into the DCA course, which I was pleased to take the opportunity for, because I actually think it's a course which not everybody gets to do. They obviously pick coaches of a certain level, and I'd have to say I really enjoyed the entire experience. I was unsure, as you often are when you're committing that amount of time. It's a fair amount of time and commitment, and I was a little unsure going in. But yeah, it was totally one of the best things that I've done in my coaching time. I chose to do it because I was sort of just at a point where I thought there were some things I needed to do differently. I needed to challenge myself, and certainly the course did that. The things I liked most about it, just the topics really make you think. They are really in tune with what coaching is about, and really make you reflect and think about what you're doing. And the second thing I really enjoyed was just the camaraderie with the other coach participants, and just the fact that they brought different views and perspectives, and they made you think in a different way. And So I mean, and Trudy's a very modest person, but she's an exceptional presenter. So you're well served in that regard. Yeah, I would absolutely recommend it to anyone. And I've got one part left to do, and I'm looking forward to doing that. And that's the other beauty of it is that this is a course for coaches, and it's run by people who understand that coaching is a big commitment and it's a lot of time. And it's not like, if you can't attend, well, preference that you do, but it's okay. Come to the next one, catch up, those sort of things. So yeah, that would be what I would say about the course. Thoroughly recommend it.
Thanks, Paul. Great to have you on here as well, by the way. So just in terms of that time and commitment that Paul alluded to, there's 7 sessions over the time. The way it's structured is that 3 of those sessions will be in Papamoa, and then the ones in between are in the regions. So one will be in Tauranga, one will be in Whakatane, one will be in Rotorua. And then right at the end, we have a dinner as well. And that's really to say thank you for all your time. And there's some speakers and some stories that come out in that dinner as well. So in terms of the structure, the Papamoa sessions are all on Sunday afternoons this year. And the regional sessions are all on Tuesday evenings. They're about 2.5 hours long. Sometimes they're shorter, sometimes they're 2. The first session is always a little bit longer because we discuss t-shirts and how it works, and coaching passport, which is the database that you would receive invites and information from me through. In terms of the level of coaching, really, this is it's not a performance coaching award. So if you are coaching, or I'm just trying to think of an example now, coaching netball at a regional level, and you're or a higher level than that, then probably this is not for you. Having said that, we do have some quite experienced coaches that come on, and as Paul alluded to, even if you've been coaching for 30 years, it's an input and a challenge, and it just makes you think and grow and energize your own coaching practice. What other questions have I been asked? First of all, is there anything I'm missing from the logistics side, Paul, that you think would be useful?
No, I do think there's the handbook and the paperwork and that's handed out really supports the and particularly the online stuff, the Facebook and the YouTube videos and that support the program. They are really insightful. So yeah, those sort of things really help, and you get a good resource out of it.
Great. So that just gives you a little bit of understanding. Some of the topics that we cover, we always start with learning. So we do a little bit around learning and growth mindset, being athlete-centered. We move on to understanding athlete development. So how do athletes develop at different ages and stages? What do they need? Fundamental movement skills, information about loading, male and female athletes. We look at leadership, your own leadership style, where your values come in and your coaching philosophy. And we look at building a sporting environment, so the environment that we create as coaches for our athletes to come in to. How does that work? and a little bit about skill learning, and also coaching mental resilience. How do we do that? How do we make our athletes more resilient and play the mental game? So that's just a real overview of what you'll get, but it's so much more than that. And you get a t-shirt. So questions. Let's go to questions. So I'll just go on because there was quite a few people that couldn't make it tonight. So I have spoken to a few people, and so I've got an idea of the questions that they were asking. So I'll just cover those in here as well, just in case they are useful for anybody else. One of them was, do we cover any behavior management? So do we cover how to deal with ADHD, people on the autistic spectrum, anything like behavior management wise, small kids, how does that work? So no, we don't specifically, but I would say that it's layered into all sorts of conversations that come up throughout the sessions. So not specifically, but for sure the topic comes up, and we brainstorm and we listen and we offer advice and different ways of dealing with situations. The level was asked about as well, and I've covered that already. On the course, there is generally, well, it varies actually. So some courses we've had 15 participants, and some we've started with 35. So normally somewhere in between there is how many people that are on the course, and it's spread throughout Bay of Plenty. So we get people from Taupo, as well as Eastern Bay, Whakatane, and obviously Central and Western Bay as well. Age-wise, yep.
Oh, sorry, just we do have a question from Louise. When does the program start?
When does it start? It starts on the 13th of March. Applications need to be in by the 28th of February, and they do need to be endorsed as well by either your regional sporting organisation . And the first session is on Sunday the 13th of March, and it's at Papamoa Sports and Rec Centre. In terms of age, we had a young gymnastics coach last year, and from what I gather, another 2 younger coaches coming this time, right up to the more experienced, not so young coaches. And as I said, a range of sports, a range of ages, and it just makes it such a rich sharing experience from that. Also individual and team sports. And this year I'm hoping that we will have 2 of us, so there won't just be me, there'll be another person as well that's facilitating. So that will also enrich the course, I suspect. Any other questions from you, Deneen, that you think I might have missed?
Just when do applications close?
So applications close on the 28th of February. The best way to do that is to go to the Sport Bay of Plenty website, and what's the tab? Is it community, Deneen?
In fact, I can give people a short URL there. It is sportbop.co.nz/DCA.
Perfect. There we go. All information is on the website, on that page, as well as the itinerary with all the dates and the link to the registration form. Now, if there are any more questions, then please don't hesitate to get in touch, either by phone or email, and I'm happy to answer them.